There's nothing like the sound of Carolina hoofbeats. Riding down the trail under a big blue sky and pine trees. Sitting high in the saddle, nothing else matters. My feet in the stirrups, I'm so happy. There's nothing like the sound of Carolina hoofbeats.
So excited to bring you guys to the Hunt Horse Complex tonight here in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm going to take you right down to the front row for an action-packed show filled with cowboy mounted shooters. We're going to have cowboys and cowgirls riding wide open, shooting their black powder guns and popping balloons, and all of them are on a time clock, trying to win the high dollar prizes. So grab up the family, sit tight, and get ready for some fast riding. Mike LaBelle. Mike is the founding person for this organization, along with about 15 other riders. So can you tell us a little bit about the Cowboy Mounted Shooting Association?
Sure. Cowboy Mounted Shooting Association was founded about 20 years ago when two friends in Arizona decided that they wanted to see if they can replicate what it's like being a cowboy in the movies. So they went out into the desert and they got some guns and they put some targets up and they shot real bullets at tin cans and everything, and that was the way the sport was born. They realized that they couldn't shoot live rounds with people around, so they developed black powder blank ammunition 22 years ago, and they decided that they were going to make a sport out of it. And it has grown from those two guys to about 14,000 members, over 100 clubs in the United States, 2 clubs overseas, and maybe a couple more this year. And it's the fastest growing equestrian sport in the country.
It's certainly exciting to watch.
It's very exciting to watch. It's a lot of fun to do. And that's the beauty of this sport is there's no judge. It's the timer, your ability as a horseman, your ability as a shootist, and how to coordinate all those things. Your biggest competitor will cheer you on. If you break a gun, you can ask somebody to borrow one. If you show up at a shoot in Arizona and you're from New York, I want to shoot, they'll give you a horse, chaps, a hat, guns, whatever you need, and welcome you like family.
Great camaraderie.
This has been great. We have over 100 members in 3 years. People love to get together. We have a monthly meeting, which the members come to every first Wednesday of every night. We'll get 25 to 40 people there.
That's awesome.
And they love to be together. It's a big family sport. We have lots of kids involved in it. It's a very, very safe sport. It's a healthy sport. The kids being around horses, they learn responsibility. Being around black powder blanks, they've become very, very cautious. And kids as young as 3 years old can be lead lined around a course if they don't know how to ride. And as they get older, they start riding themselves. And when they're 10, they carry a cap pistol. And they'll point it at the balloons, and they will get scored just like an adult would.
Okay.
So everybody has a good time to watch it, to be a part of it. We've got people that call up all the time and say, you know, I ride a horse. Can you teach me to shoot a gun? Or I shoot a gun, can you teach me to ride a horse?
Right.
And we do. We work with people all the time. We have new shooter clinics that go on 2 or 3 times a year. where we'll take someone that's never shot and just beginner rider, and we'll put them with 20 or 30 of our members, and we'll acclimate their horses to the sport. And usually by the second day, they're shooting off their horses.
Okay.
When they go home, if they don't reinforce it, the horse goes backwards. But we know whether or not the horse is going to accept the gunfire.
And tell me a little bit about the kind of guns you shoot and
we
the
use
loads.
replicas of what they shot in the 1880s and 1890s. The Colt Peacemaker. There are about a dozen companies making them now, and they all look just like the old-fashioned Colts. We also use copies of Winchester rifles,
Right.
and also of old shotguns, which Wells Fargo used to issue a coach gun to everybody on a stagecoach. And that's how the name coach gun started. It's a double-barrel shotgun, and when you're shooting rifle and shotgun, you fire your first 5 blanks out of a pistol, put the gun away, pull the rifle out, go around this barrel, head down the barrel, drop your reins, and lever off 5 shots or fire 2 shotgun blasts.
And will you be doing that tonight?
They will be doing that after this. There'll
Okay,
be
very
there'll
good.
be some demonstrations of that tonight. There was a class this afternoon, and those 5 people or 6 people will be firing tonight.
Okay.
And that's very, very exciting to watch.
Do you have a website people can go
Yes,
to?
we're doublelbarshooters.com. My partner Dave Lowry, I'm Mike Lubell, that was the double L, and thought the bar was a nice brand, so we got the L's under the bar. And we have a great website. Gives you a lot of information about the club, about the sport, and we have inquiry cards that you can send in, and phone numbers to call, and we'll talk to you for hours.
And tell me a little bit about the Wounded Warrior Project tonight.
Well, last July, we had a shoot here, and it was very successful. And we decided that we wanted to do some payback for the community. And we thought about doing something for Wounded Warriors. We have a lot of ex-military in our organization, and it kind of grew and grew and grew until what you see tonight. We have had an amazing amount of help from sponsors, from the members of the club, from their families, from everybody to put this project together and this shoot together. And we want to get payback.
That's awesome. It looks like a great bunch of people.
It is. They're really good people.
It is my pleasure to welcome you to St. Andrews University in Laurinburg, North Carolina. My name is Carla Wenberg, and I'm an instructor and coach here. I'd like to invite you to 300 acres of a world-class equestrian facility. We have a dedicated group of instructors that come from the horse industry. They are award-winning in their own right, that teach private and group lessons. We house about 100 to 130 head of horses during the school year, and we have about 170 students that take our equestrian classes. We'd like for you to come visit our facility.
As Miss Rodeo Virginia 2012, I had the opportunity to travel the country riding on many different horses and in many different saddles. But nothing compared to coming home and riding in uniquely my world-class saddlery saddle. From its unique dog flower tooling to the custom stirrups made just for me, the saddle fits me and my horses perfectly. So whether I'm out running barrels or in a parade, the saddle is both durable and beautiful. It can get the job done and still look good while doing it. I look forward to riding in my world-class saddlery for many years to come.
My next guest is Colton Davis. Colton's from Maryland, and he just took first place at an event. What event did you win?
Men's level 2, well, actually it was at Division A, but I'm a men's level 2.
All right. And the different levels you progress up as you go along and you win events and stuff?
As you get wins, you have to get like 4 wins for the first 3 levels, and then you got to get more wins every level you go up.
Okay, awesome. And you won a belt buckle too? Let's take a look
Yes,
at that.
I
I'm
did.
dying to see it. You know I'm a jewelry girl. Very nice. Can you show the viewers at home? Hard work and dedication really pays off.
Yep.
So how long have you been doing this?
I've been shooting probably around 3 years now.
Okay.
So I started out just on a different horse and just took it slow, and then got me a little bit of faster horse, and here I am here today.
What kind of horse do you ride?
I ride a quarter horse gelding. He's like 14 years old, so he's pretty quick though.
All right. It looked like he was really pretty out there running a while ago.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what kind of gun do you shoot?
I shoot Ruger 45s. They're single action, so every time you want to shoot, you got to pull the hammer back, then pull the trigger.
Oh, that takes a little more time, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
It takes time in between each balloon, and
Right.
so
And there's a different pattern in each level that you compete or in each competition that you go to?
well, there's like 60 some patterns, and every shoot you go to, they'll pick out 4 or 6 depending on how big of a shoot it is, and you'll have to run different patterns. So
Okay, so you have to memorize all those patterns to learn how to do this?
you kind of memorize them as you go along, but everyone in this sport is so helpful, and they'll tell you how to run it,
Right.
and everyone's there to help you. So, but after a while, you start realizing how the higher level people shoot. So then you see what they do and what mistakes they made, and you change up as you go along. And yeah,
Okay, very good. And what draws you to this sport? What is it you love about it?
I guess the horses and the guns. And then when you're about to go in that ring, your heart beats. You can feel the horse underneath you just beating and getting nervous and just exciting.
So he kind of knows he's getting ready to be on.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
His heartbeat starts beating, and he's taking big breaths. So
What kind of time does it take to run one of these events? Is it in seconds?
Yes, you get timed on how fast you run it, and for every balloon you miss, you get a 5-second penalty, and if you knock over a barrel, you get a 5-second penalty, and there's procedurals if you run it wrong. So you're trying to get the fastest time out
So
there.
that's a pretty complicated sport.
Yes.
What advice would you give to people who wanted to get involved in this?
I guess take it slow and listen to what everyone has, and do what works for you the best.
Very good. Awesome. Well, thank you for talking to me tonight.
Yep. Thank you.
Our next guest is Chapin Thomas, and you probably saw him earlier tonight doing the bullwhip demonstration, which was really awesome. Chapin's also in the military. Tell me what you do in the military.
I'm a member of the North Carolina National Guard. Fly age 64 Apaches for them a few days a week, and the rest of the days I'm a horse trainer.
All right. So what's it like to fly an Apache helicopter?
It's like a roller coaster all the time. It's an absolute blast, and there's no better job out there.
That sounds like it, I can tell you. And what do you do with horses? You train them, you say?
We start horses under saddle. We work warm bloods, Mustangs, quarter horses. We work a little bit of everything, just getting a solid foundation under saddle to send them on to do whatever they're going to do for the rest of their lives.
Okay. And you were riding a Mustang tonight?
I was riding a 7-year-old Mustang from Nevada, who was my horse in the 2008 Extreme Mustang Makeover. His name's Hua, which is an Army term that means anything but no.
All right. Hua, and he did a little bow out there, I saw. That was cool.
He did.
Very good. And how do Mustangs compare to other horses when you're training them?
To start off, they're a lot tougher because once they get to us, we're the first people that they've ever seen or ever really been around. Before that, they were putting a squeeze chute and had their feet trimmed and giving their shots, and that's their only exposure to humans.
Oh, not a good first impression.
It's a rough first impression to get past, but once you start to work with them, they really build a bond, and it really turns into a good partnership.
I've heard that they're very smart and run really fast.
They are. Once they start to trust you, they'll follow you about anywhere.
That's awesome. Very awesome. And so, are you going to do more of the Mustang makeovers?
I plan to in the coming years. This year we're a little bit busy. A little loud out there. But we're a little busy this year. And next year or the year after that, we plan on getting back into it.
Okay. And how are you involved with the Wounded Warriors program tonight? How did you get involved with the shooters?
The entire program tonight is donated, or all the proceeds from this program are donated to the Wounded Warrior Project. So any proceeds that we could rake in or any donations we could get, we all gave to the Wounded Warrior Project.
And what would you tell people that might be considering an Oscar Mustang?
I tell them it's a great idea, but if they don't know what they're doing, to find somebody at least to talk to see what it's really like. A lot of people kind of get in over their heads and get afraid of it, with what could really be a good opportunity.
Thank you for your time talking to me tonight.
Not a problem.
Great
Thank you.
demonstration. Thank you.
Thank you.
The September and October issue of Carolina Hoofbeats will be on newsstands in the next few weeks. On the cover of the September-October issue is a picture of a beautiful, majestic saddlebred horse and his rider. There's a great article inside all about these beautiful horses and what they do best. We also have some information on how to protect our state's wild horses. We have wild horses that live in North Carolina along the Outer Banks, and so there's just some general information that you need to know if you choose to go and visit these magnificent creatures so that you ensure your safety as well as theirs. Stay tuned. After the break, we'll be back with more Carolina Hoofbeats TV.
The North Carolina Horse Council was established in 1972. We are a nonprofit organization that puts every dollar received back into supporting and working for our members. We are a volunteer organization that is supported by people just like you, with passion and energy.
Hi, I'm Sue Gray, Executive Director of the North Carolina Horse Council, and I'd like to share with you today a few reasons of why I would like you to join us. We are your voice. We work on rules and regulations that help you use and enjoy your horses each and every day. There's power in numbers. We have over 306,000 horses in North Carolina, making us 8th in the nation. We also have over 53,000 households owning horses with multiple owners within those households. And we are a $2 billion industry adding to the economics of the state of North Carolina. Power in numbers. We ask you that we can go and help to protect those privileges as we move forward. But we do more than that. We also do grants, and we help to preserve land and protect our trails, and we support youth groups and other equine associations throughout the state.
We welcome you to join us and be part of the largest and most active horse council in America.
Hi, my name's Paul Dunn. I'm from Mule City Feeds here in Benson. I'm a member of the Benson Area Chamber of Commerce, and these are my mules. We want to invite you to come to Benson Mule Days in September. It'll be the 4th weekend, and starting on Thursday, we're going to have a concert. It's free. Please come and see that. On Friday, we'll have the mule events. And it's just like a horse show. You come, you bring your mules, you come sit in the stand, see what happens. The most fun thing that happens all day long is the mule race. We actually have people that are proud enough to go after riding mules, and after that we have a pull. Also on Friday we have rodeo and street dance, and there are all kinds of things going on at the Grove downtown. It's just like being at the state fair. On Saturday, it's really a great event where we have a parade like none other in the state of North Carolina. It's just like any parade for about an hour and a half. You get to see all the beauty queens and bands, and then after that there's about 2,000 horse and rider and wagons. And that's one of the biggest events in North Carolina. Saturday afternoon we have a bluegrass show, and Saturday evening we have more rodeos and street dances, and there's plenty of carnival rides for the kids. On Sunday we finish up with a rodeo and more carnival rides. Look forward to seeing you. Come on down to Mule Day this September.
My next guest is Jan Clifford, and Jan has a therapeutic riding center called Horsepower. So Jan, tell me a little bit about your therapeutic center.
We are located in Colfax, North Carolina. We have 16 horses, and we provide therapeutic activities for an average of 9 riders a week. And we have 2 different programs, our therapeutic riding program It works with people with physical, mental, and emotional disabilities. And then we have our PATH program, which is personal achievement through horses.
Okay.
And it works with children at risk,
Right.
latchkey kids that have been in trouble, that have lost the willingness to socialize and to cooperate with the daily lives. And we have a new program, our Veterans Program, starting September 3rd.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about PATH. I know that you have to be certified with that organization.
Yes, we are a premier professional association for therapeutic horsemanship. We are in our 18th year of services, and it's just a way to know that the public to know that we're doing everything possible we can to be the safest and the most effective center that we can be.
And how do the horses interact with the kids and help them? What kind of things have you seen happen?
Oh, I don't know what the best thing I've seen happen. I guess I get started and I just keep going and going and going. But we improve the quality of life in our riders, and the results are improved balance, communication, social skills, self-confidence, just the ability to go on and live a better life.
So that kind of helps them with their social skills and to keep them out of trouble and teach them the right way to live.
Yeah, a lot of times when you have a traumatic thing happen in your life, you withdraw, and the horse is honest. The horse has a way of bringing out your true emotions and your feelings, and it helps you reconnect. And we just use the horse to bring out the best in everybody. It's amazing how someone can seem perfectly normal and adjusted, and the horse can see right through it to their soul and go, I'm sorry you're having a bad day. Let me help you with that.
Right. They are amazing creatures.
They are.
And kids with disabilities and stuff, how does it help with those folks?
Well, it's the gait of the horse is the same as our gait. So if they have a disability, it's helping build the muscles so that they can walk, so that they can hold balance. A lot of our riders that are in wheelchair, they don't have the inability to hold their head up. And just the desire to look where the horse is going helps them want to build those muscles, and then the movement of the horse builds it for them. So it's just an interaction between the horse, the volunteers, and then the instructor having the goals set for them that just brings out the best.
And then with the veterans, what kind of things do you do with them?
Well, the Veterans Program is to be more, and I hate to say healing ground, but that's really what it is, because we want the veterans to have a calm, quiet place that they can come to, that they can just reflect on things, they can connect to the horse, they can feel whatever emotions they're feeling, and then that'll help them deal with PTSD or any other type of disabilities that they have. And it's the communication between the warrior and the horse that brings back the nurturing bond that they've lost.
Right. That's amazing, the progress that they make.
It is, and I've heard stories from veterans say, I was thinking about suicide, but who's going to take care of my horse?
That's right.
So it's a way to reconnect.
I know personally for myself, many times I've cried in my horse's manes and brushed them and worked out my problems, so I can certainly identify with that.
Well, and I think a lot of people that are horse lovers, they know that they go to see for relief from the horse, but they don't really know why. They just know it's there.
Right.
I'm around horses all day long, but I still go home and I give my big old mare a hug, and she understands what that means, and she doesn't require anything from me. She's just there to hug me back.
How many people are in your program?
How many
patients?
We have about 350 that we operate with every year. We have an average around 85 to 95 a week.
That's amazing. How many horses do you have?
16 horses.
Wow, that's great. And how can people reach you?
We are at www.horsepower.org, and we are a PATH International Center, so if they forget where to find us, they can just look up PATH International, and we're listed on their website also.
And is that something that somebody has to be referred to you by a doctor, or can people just call you and say,
No. Anybody can come see us, and we do a personal interview, we give a tour, we just talk about our services and see if it's a fit.
Okay.
And any therapeutic center is very, very volunteer driven. So if you're too far from us, Colfax, North Carolina, look up PATH and find a center near you.
And do you guys utilize volunteers at your center?
We have 325 volunteers that make the program run.
That's great. So if people want to get involved in that way too, they could call you
definitely.
As a volunteer.
Yes.
Very, very good. And how are you connected tonight?
We actually are the sponsor of this event. Since we are a Wounded Warriors Center, we thought it'd be a great match to be sponsoring funds for the Wounded Warrior Project.
Very good. Well, thank you very much for all the help you've given those guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for talking to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, we've had an exciting night here tonight watching all this action and all these guys and girls competing. And I think if you listen real careful, you might hear a little Carolina hoofbeats in the background. So stay tuned for the next episode of our show, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you.
This episode of Carolina Hoofbeats TV was made possible in part by funding received from the North Carolina Horse Council, a North Carolina nonprofit corporation dedicated to representing and furthering the common interest of the entire equine industry in all 100 counties of North Carolina. Carolina Hoofbeats is brought to you in part by Newcomb Quarter Horses. Newcomb Quarter Horses with over 40 years experience. Find out how we can help you today. NewcombQuarterHorses.net. And by World Class Saddlery, custom saddles, repairs, custom tack, and personal leather items. Find out more at worldclasssaddlery.com. And also by Carolina Hoofbeats Magazine, a free publication about the horse industry in North Carolina. Catch up on the latest issue at carolinahoofbeats.com.
Saddle, nothing else matters. My feet in the stirrups, I'm so happy. There's nothing like the sound of Carolina hoofbeats. Sitting high in the saddle, nothing else matters. My feet in the stirrups, I'm so happy. There's nothing like the sound